Yes, welcome to another video. I'm Lewis. Above me is Jordan. This is the preview for the Brighton game. We got actually, I was quite surprised, but I thought it was going to be a bit dead, you know what I mean? But there's quite a lot to talk about here and quite important. I guess because there's only 2 games left before the Champions League final. Yeah. Like, even though the game's kind of, like, say we were in the final, these 2 next games would be dead in it and there'd be nothing to talk about. However, there's still stuff to talk about because we need to build up and get into a good situation before we play Chelsea in the Champions final. Before we get into it, guys, let's set a like target. Let's go for 1,000 likes, guys. So smash the thumbs up on the video if you do enjoy it, especially if you're part of the notification gang. We need your help on that one. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. Trying to get to 35,000 subscribers, guys. So any help towards that would be massively appreciated. I want to say massive thanks to the sponsors as well today, guys. The guys at Manscaped. Manscaped have got some goated products, guys, including this, Bray, the Lawnmower 3.0. Now, we all know what lockdown's done to everyone. Everyone got a little bit lazy and that, you know what I mean? And let the bush grow down below the waist, and that is not the way, guys. So with the Lawnmower 3.0, you can take the bush down, innit? You know what I mean?
That's take it down, innit?
Yeah, Lawnmower 3.0, guys. It's waterproof, it's wireless, still got charge after like 2 months of using it. You know what I mean? It's just it's absolute beast. It's got a torch on there as well, so you can see exactly what you're doing, and you don't, you know, snip off something that you don't want to do. But guys, it's seriously a minute. And this, by the way, this is an underrated product as well. This is the Weed Whacker, right? And
how'd you do that, bro?
You shove it up your nose, press the button, and it gets rid of any nose hairs, guys. Nice. If you want to take advantage of the discount code, which is 20% off and free shipping, go to manscaped.com and use code EXTRA. That's XTRA, manscaped.com, and you get 20% off and free shipping. Thanks a lot to Manscaped as well for supporting the channel. Right, okay, so we did a video yesterday on Ferran Torres and why he could potentially change everything for our current situation in the week leading up to the Chelsea game, in transfer plans as well, because of, you know, his potential playing as a striker. Now, if you've not already watched that, go check it out. We'll link it in the description and stuff. But this is a massive opportunity for Torres, right? Because if he plays against Brighton and he plays well, you know what I mean? He doesn't necessarily have to score, but if he's showing like great movement and stuff, and if he does score, that's even better for him. Then he's putting real pressure on Pep Guardiola to pick him in that Champions League final if he wants to play with a striker over Gabby Jesus and Sergio Aguero, who's, you know, we don't even know if he's fit and stuff. So this is a huge game for Torres. You know, I don't think really anyone else can force their way into the side for Chelsea, but Torres has really got to try and take advantage if he gets the opportunity, which, to be honest, I hope he does, because I don't need to see Gabby Jesus as a striker in this game. I know what Gabby offers me as a striker. I know what Sergio offers me as a striker if he's fit. I don't need to see that. I want to see Torres because he's offering me something different that we've not really seen this season too much.
Yeah, and I think as well, if Pep goes with him as a striker in this game, we'll see a bit of consistency potentially, and if Torres can perform like he did against Newcastle and get the goals on a consistent basis, that's next level stuff. That you're looking at an upcoming striker there, not an upcoming winger. You are looking at an upcoming striker, and we've said plenty of times, I think in the stream highlights, you have a look at that. Every time he touched the ball, I said he's a striker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for this guy, and I think if he does go with that, like you say, we know what Gabby offers us. Sergio Aguero might not be fit as much as we'd love Sergio Aguero to play with the rest of the games and that. It's about future thinking now, isn't it? Without him being there.
This is the thing, though. That's what I'm saying. These 2 games now against Brighton and Everton are about planning, really, for me, for the Chelsea game. And Ferran Torres could potentially do something special, and I really want to see him play as a striker from the first minute. I want to see him play the full 90 minutes as a striker and see how he gets on. You know what I mean? Because if he's crap, then that's fair enough. You know what I mean? But if he's still showing that movement that he showed on against Newcastle and he's getting himself goals, then that's great, and that's asking questions.
I want to flip that as well, with the sense that I want to see Gabby play the full 90 as a winger. Yeah, I want to know if Gabby can be a winger. I want to know if he can be a winger with Torres up top, because he assisted Torres against Newcastle. Yeah, he put in a good performance on the wing. I want to see it, innit? So, but big for them to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Raheem Sterling. A lot of people talking about him at the moment. You know, what's going on with Raheem in terms of form or whatever people want to talk about. I think it's quite clear to me right now that Riyad Mahrez and Phil Foden are by far our best wingers at the football club at the moment, and they will be playing against Chelsea. I'll be absolutely gobsmacked, you know, if Phil Foden and Riyad Mahrez don't start as the wingers. So we need to, 1, protect them 2 players, So I don't really want them starting in this game. I want them to come off the bench because they still
need to feature.
Yeah, they need to keep that sort of match fitness. You know what I mean? So they need to come off the bench. I'd say both of them, but I don't think they need to start. With Raheem Sterling, there could come a point in the Champions League final where we need him at some point because maybe, you know, we need to take advantage of some space in behind which we didn't think we had, or maybe Phil Foden's just not at it or whatever. He might be called upon. So we need him to sort of keep playing to try and get him back into some form before we play Chelsea. I'm not saying that even if he does well against Brighton and Everton that he'll play Chelsea, but I think it's important. Like Cancelo, you know, we put Cancelo in the team for the same reason. Walker's going to play against Chelsea, but we might need Cancelo at some point during the game, and it's the same with Raheem Sterling. So I think them two both need to play just to try and get them into some form in case we need them against Chelsea in the final.
I think you're protecting your plan B by playing these players.
You're
putting them in there because if you don't play these players now and you just go full like our Champions League plans kind of thing, play the players that you think you're going to play there. One, you're risking them because they could get injured at any point. But two, you're not letting the other players have a chance of like actually building up some good form, building up a bit of match fitness and getting like aware ready for that Champions League final. Whereas if we're playing like Sterling in that, when we get to that final, we know that Sterling's been playing the last few games. He can come in and it's like building up a little bit of form potentially in the next few games. I know that he's not had a good season. Like I'll openly say that. I think every City fan will agree that Raheem Sterling has had, by his standards, a very bad season, I think. But we still need to play him because he could still play a big part.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way that Raheem Sterling can have a trash season all year, right? If he pops up and scores in that Champions League final, you'll forget about that trash year because he scored in the Champions League final. So these players can still offer you big moments. So it's about keeping them match sharp, keeping them there for that, and try and build up a little bit of form. So I'm all for playing Stone in this.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, talking about the squad in terms of rotation, will he do a madness and completely change it like he did in the last game against Newcastle? I don't think so. I think we'll start to see now a few changes. You know what I mean? Like the Torres, Sterling, Cancelo. But I think now we need to start thinking about playing some of the more important players. We've got to remember, guys, we've got Brighton, then we got 6 days off or 5 days off, and then we play Everton, then we got a week off, then we play Chelsea. We're not playing every 3 days, so we can start now to slowly introduce players. I don't know what's going on with Kevin, but I wouldn't play Kevin in this game at all because he's just come back from an injury. You know what I mean? We don't want that. But going into the team lineup, this is what we go for. It's a little bit of a hybrid, yeah? And then against Everton, I'd be basically looking at my team that's going to play PSG, truth be told, yeah? So this team, we're going for Ederson in goal, Cancelo at right back. Again, Walker can play against Everton. Diaz, we're going to go Laporte in this game, but I think, it's going to be Diaz and Stones. Mendy, we're going to play Mendy at left back. Again, we could be in a situation where, I don't see this situation ever happening, but in fact, I'm going to swear because there's no way Mendy's going to play the Champions League final. I was going to say, in my head, I was like, we could need Mendy in the final. And I'm like, nah, and there's no way that's ever going to happen.
I don't think we're going to need Mendy.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is. Rodri should play this game, I think. There's no 100% guarantee Fernandinho will play the Champions League final. I think he's probably favourite right now. However, no one would be like, oh my God, I'm mega shocked if he played Rodri in the final. Bernardo Gundogan in the midfield. I don't think we should play Kevin De Bruyne. We're going to go Sterling left wing, Jesus right wing, but them two can switch, so they can play left wing or right wing.
Yeah, either
and as I said, we're going to go for Ferran Torres or Ferran Dowski, as someone said in the stream the other day, as a striker, and I think that's a nice balance. And then for Everton, I think we move away from the sort of Cancelo, Sterling, Mendy, and we go for basically the full team, play the full game against Everton, which is a tricky game as well. Everton a good side, week off, so it's not like they're only getting 3 days rest. And they've got that momentum and rhythm going into the Champions League final. That's personally how I play this. I think you agree on it. You know what I mean?
We agree on this. I think it's not a Hail Mary switch up and you're changing all the players like Newcastle.
Yeah.
You're starting to reintroduce people that need to obviously be in. You know what I mean? It's good to get them a few games before the Champions League final. You don't want everyone to just not play for 2 weeks.
Can I just add one more thing, by the way, before we end the video? Is I do think it's important now that in the next 2 games, Pep utilises his full substitutions.
Oh my God, yes.
Because
use all of your subs, mate.
Yeah, we got Jesus. In this game, we're going with Jesus and Sterling. You know what I mean? This is what I do. And Pep might just play Foden and Mahrez and just hope for the best and hope they don't get injured. But I think Foden and Mahrez should come on and then, introduce someone else, you know what I mean? Maybe put Fernandinho on or put Kyle Walker on or Zinchenko. Don't make one sub, man, because everyone needs to be going into that final in the best match fitness possible. And making one sub a game that ain't the one. You know, this
You're
6
limiting
days
yourself.
off. Yeah, I'll get rid of that, innit? So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty dead game, but there are important things to decide and big decisions that Pep needs to make in this. And you know, I wouldn't be just not watching the game because it's a dead game. You know, it's very important in my opinion in the lead up to the Chelsea game.
One eye on Basuma. Potential transfer target.
Basuma's been linked with us before, so it'll be interesting to see him. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure you leave a like on it. 1,000 is the target. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're aiming to get 35k. Go check out Manscaped, guys, if you've got a problem below the waist with the hair. You know what I mean? Use code EXTRA, XTRA at manscaped.com. You get 20% off and free shipping. Yeah, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.